Hello and welcome, my Switch 2 leaves. Yeah, that was kind of a lame introduction. Oh well, it doesn't matter. The Switch 2 is almost upon us. And honestly, I'm hyped. Yeah, it might not have done that much in the innovation department, but I don't care. All we need right now is that handheld hybrid gameplay that we have with the Switch, just in better. And that is what we are getting. So, yeah. But to sell a system, you kinda need to sell games as well. And it can't just be like your typical normal game that some people are interested in and some are not. So, here's 10 games I think that are likely to come out in the first year of the Switch's lifespan, or the Switch 2's lifespan. Seriously, why didn't you call it Super Nintendo Switch? Oh, that opportunity. But well, starting off with the first game that I think is very likely to be a launch title. Of course, we will see more in April, but for now, we can only guess. And what better system seller could there be than a new Super Mario game? A new Zelda game. Okay, but I don't think enough time has passed since Tears of the Kingdom came out. Not counting Echoes of Wisdom, because if you want a Zelda as a system seller, it needs to be the big 3D one. It needs to be the new Breath of the Wild, or Tears of the Kingdom in that regard. But like I say, it's probably too early for that. So I think a Mario is more likely. Also, I do think Mario games sell better. As you can see here, I don't know what you can see here. I have to look this up after editing. Now that I think about it, maybe I should have looked that up before, but these are the numbers of the latest 3D Mario and 3D Zelda game. So yeah. What could a new 3D Mario be like? Honestly, maybe it's just Odyssey 2? Switch 2, Odyssey 2, you know? I don't think you can do anything really with the mouse gimmick in a Mario game, simply because you would need to switch from doing this, to suddenly doing this, maybe for a minigame or something, but I think a Mario game should definitely be playable with a Pro Controller as well, which very likely will be released, though we can't be too sure about that, can we? Oh well. But yeah, I think a new 3D Mario game would definitely work. And I think that's the most likely game I have on this list to come out. Actually, probably day one. Probably. Of course, we will only know once April hits, and oh boy. It hit me already. And it's January as of recording this. I can't wait. The next on my list, and also I am absolutely excluding Xenoblade X, Pokemon ZA, Metroid Prime, simply because they probably come out for the Switch 2 as well or something. I'm just going for games that haven't been announced yet. Kid Icarus. Now this could be just a port of Uprising. I don't know if I would like that though. Oh, I would definitely buy it and play it because, honestly, I really like it. But people have been asking so much for a port or maybe sequel, and it never came because, it's actually kind of hard translating those controls to a console that you have to also use on the TV, except maybe making it handheld only, but I don't think Nintendo likes doing that. Personally, I don't understand why Kid Icarus, because it's not the biggest franchise. It had 3 games, but honestly I loved Uprising, so I can't wait for Pit to say his famous words.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
And well, what can I say? This is the perfect opportunity. Because, again, the mouse functionality. You can even, if you want to, make it like this. You control the game simply by using two mice. One controls pit, the other controls the rectangle. You shoot with L and R. Perfect. You have 4 buttons you can actively use on these things while using them as a mouse. Is mice the correct plural for a computer mouse? Oh well. But yeah, I think that is the perfect opportunity for a sequel to Kid Icarus Uprising. Maybe call it Kid Icarus Rising Higher, or I don't care what it's called. Uprising 2, whatever. But yeah, I think a Kid Icarus is not completely out of the question, simply because maybe Nintendo wanted to do it but couldn't figure it out. But now we have these. Well, these are like normal Joy-Con. But you know what I mean. Now for something that would probably make my wife very happy. And I think enough time has passed for this to be a solid possibility, and it might not be a system seller. That point was simply for the new 3D Mario. Not everything of these has to be a system seller on its own, but there is a huge fan base of these little creatures called Pikmin. And I think Pikmin 5, it's about time, you know? And what would I want Pikmin 5 to be like? Introducing new Pikmin? Yeah, you can do that. Maybe I will do a video on that separately to, well, build on that idea. But I think what I thought when I saw Pikmin 4's trailer is that it's open world, kinda-ish. You have one big map that is explorable, and you can send out the Pikmin to do stuff, and that way the world will broaden. So you need to find certain Pikmin to go further. That's why I said kinda open world. But in general, everything you can find is on this one big map. Maybe some smaller maps like a house or something you can get into. Though I think you could integrate that into the big map as well. And yeah, that would be great. An open world Pikmin, it basically writes itself. And actually now I want to do a video on that. I never played a Pikmin game. I will get to that. Very likely on stream sometime. So, every Friday, Saturday and Sunday, just saying. Yeah, new Pikmin, Pikmin 5. I think that's very likely to come out on the Switch too. But I think it's also a good likelihood to come out in the first year. And that's what this is about, because, I mean, there will be a Pikmin 5 sometime, that's for sure. But in the first year, maybe, maybe not. But I rather go for the, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised part than the, oh, I thought not, you know. So, Pikmin 5, there we go. Tell in the comments what kind of Pikmin you would like. Maybe I'll use those ideas for a video, if you want. If you don't want, I come up with something myself or something. You know, it has been a couple of years since the last Luigi's Mansion came out. I think a Luigi's Mansion 4 is very, very likely. Yeah, Luigi's Mansion 3 kinda finished the series. Spoilers, I guess, if you haven't finished it yet, but in the end, all the ghosts become good ghosts. The evil is gone, defeated, everything is hunky-dory. Okay, but a new threat could like emerge up, like in Dark Moon, where those crystals made the ghosts evil and stuff. Something like that could easily happen, and I don't know. Give us a Luigi's Mansion, it will probably suck, but that's the job Luigi's Mansion has. It needs to suck to be good. Right? Oh boy, if somebody doesn't get this pun, they will misunderstand me hard. Next up, something needs to utilize the new Joy-Cons, or whatever they will be called. We don't know their name yet. Joy-Con 2? Joy Mice? That sounds weird. And I think some kind of game that's like 1-2 switch will probably be there. Hey, maybe we even get it as a pack-in game this time, because yeah, at first I defended 1-2 switch as it being fun. I got to try out the Switch back in the day and had fun with 1-2 switch. And at that event I was given a copy of 1-2 switch, which I played once and then never looked at this game. And yeah, I kinda agree now that the price tag was definitely too high and this should have been a packing game. But something that shows the gimmicks of this new console. Hey, maybe there are even more gimmicks than just the mouse function. Maybe there is much more to it that we don't know yet. A little game like Nintendo Land was probably the coolest doing that. Nintendo Land was really awesome. Except that Donkey Kong game. Fuck that Donkey Kong game. But yeah, I think something like that is highly likely. Some kind of game where you can invite friends and hey, check this out, and then they are, whoa, that's so cool. I think I wanna buy a Switch 2 too. And then they get you. An advertising game, basically. You could even use this like in stores where you can test out the Switch 2. Perfect. Very perfect. The next one. Again, something to utilize these. And something that seems so logical, and it kinda just wouldn't work on Nintendo Switch Online right now, but it could come out on Nintendo Switch Online as well as a sequel for it, and that is Mario Paint. Maybe call it like Mario Arts and Crafts or something, and you can do a bit more. Maybe you can do some light 3D modeling even, where you like treat it like clay or cardboard stuff which you can put together. Maybe something like that. It heavily will use the mouse function, of course. And I would be so up for that. Also, what you can do is like... That minigame was fun, right? Remember when I said a new big 3D Zelda is very unlikely because Tears of the Kingdom, it hasn't been that long since it came out. That doesn't mean we can't get a small one. Or maybe 2. Maybe even 3, adding a new one to that. Yeah, I think in the style of Link's Awakening, we definitely should, and I hope they do this, get the Oracle titles. I was a bit reluctant to include Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages remakes in this video because the likelihood is existing, but that's it. But I just had to because honestly, I wish that will happen so much because these games are so crazy good. I still remember when I bought them. I got them from my own money. We were on the way somewhere, I don't even know where, and it was already dark outside, and we, for some reason, we like parked somewhere, and there was a game shop around there. I think it wasn't like only a game shop, but I was browsing the games and there they were. Oracle of Ages and Seasons, and I was like, I need to get those. I have the money for both. I'll take them. And right in the car, I plugged them into my GBC and played Oracle of Seasons, which is my preferred version of the two, though Ages is also really good. And maybe, after getting these 2 remakes, we will a bit later on even get a sort of sequel, 3rd edition to them, which once was planned, but then was cut, but now's the time, Nintendo. Now's the time. The perfect 2D Zelda remakes that are easily enough to make to give us a Zelda to play before the next big Zelda comes out, right? Bam! Let's do this. Please. yeah. Again, I think we should utilize this. Because there is something you can see in recent Nintendo evolution. We had the Wii U, and it gave us Splatoon. We had the Switch, and it gave us ARMS. ARMS is also pretty much forgotten, but, well, it was still an interesting game that kinda utilized these as well. And Splatoon utilized the gamepad too, I guess. So, a new IP specifically for these, specifically for this function. Yeah, some kind of real-time strategy game, which is a genre that would be a bit weird for Nintendo, but I mean, post-apocalyptic shooter, and we get Splatoon. Leave it to Nintendo to make something very kid-friendly out of a genre that's usually about blood and death. So yeah, a real-time strategy game could happen, but it could also be like a city builder, like Nintendo's own spin on Civilization. Maybe, okay, the dream game I would want is a city builder utilizing several Nintendo IPs, though the main focus being on a new IP. What that new IP will be like, whatever, but at one point, like around the middle of the game, I would say, so it's not too early but not too late, you unlock houses you can build that are like Zelda houses, Hyrule Castle maybe even, or the Toad houses. Donkey Kong's jungle can be found somewhere on the map or something. Stuff like that. I would prefer a city builder that maybe or maybe not has combat. I don't need combat necessarily, but a real-time strategy game would also be cool, because that also includes city builder. And I do like games like Civilization. Well, Civilization maybe not as much after what they did to me on Switch. 3 games, and every time I couldn't finish a game, because it's a bug that seemingly is only fixed once you buy the DLC, but I will not buy the DLC. Okay, enough rage. But yeah, this is something that needs to happen. Really. And now we move on to my final pick, idea, wish, whatever you want to call those. So, again, oh well, this can be used. This is more, the mouse is more of an optional use for this kind of game. But I think it would be very useful if we get a Super Mario Maker 3. We had 1 for the Wii U, 2 for the Switch, though I think 2 also came out on Wii U. Not sure about that actually. And then, yeah, it makes sense to have Super Mario Maker 3 on the Switch too. Right? That equals up to 5, somehow. The mouse function would be very useful, though not necessary, of course. And yeah, I think things could just be improved upon. Yeah, it will keep 2D Marios, because honestly, do not underestimate making a 3D map and everything. That is like way too much for a simple maker like this. Believe me. But what, and here's like a side idea, an honorable mention or something, is Zelda Maker. A lot of people want a Zelda Maker, and yeah, it needs to be top-down Zeldas, I would say. Maybe some options to include story or stuff. And maybe we can even attach a keyboard. Maybe it even comes with a keyboard, so typing in story stuff would be easy enough. But yeah, that like, the thing we got in the Link's Awakening remake, where you could build the dungeons, was so awfully done, using only rooms that already existed. But if you take this, but give us more freedom so we can build it like the screens we had in Link's Awakening, you know, that would be great. That would work so wonderfully. I guess a Super Mario Maker 3 is much more likely than ever getting a Zelda Maker, but I am in to be surprised here. So Nintendo, it's your job to surprise me. Now I pinned it on them. See how I did that? Now they have to make it, right? Because I, a YouTuber, said it. Huh? Oh, I hope this will be true though. And that's it. That are the 10, 11 games, I guess. Maybe 12, depending on how you count the city building, real-time strategy thing. Games I think are kinda, sorta, likely some more than others to come out in the first year of the Nintendo Switch 2's life cycle. Tell me in the comments if you like these ideas, which is your favorite idea of these, or do you have your own ideas? What do you think is likely? And, I mean, you can, but putting in something like, hey, I want Star Fox Adventures 2, it seems very unlikely. A new Star Fox game might be likely though. I know, I'm not too familiar with the Star Fox franchise honestly, but hey, if you like that franchise and we get a new title, I will be happy for you, and maybe I even buy it as well. So yeah. And with that, yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, because these numbers are not good, but you can fix them. And we'll see each other again next time, like tomorrow. I upload a video every day. And until then, bye.